a governmental structure that is in the heavenlies. Heaven runs by a governmental structure. The same applies to earth. In other words, we stand in the same place, the same facade, the same pedestal of Jesus Christ to disseminate the gospel, to propagate the gospel, to speak the gospel to mankind. The bigger picture of Christ's assignment for every Christian and also for the church is to take captives of every nation. Man of God here is a depictive of anybody that God can use. A man of God is not only a prophet. A man of God is not only the people that has been inducted in the fivefold ministry. Or maybe a governmental structure. According to Jesus Christ, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given unto him. Therefore, we are to go into the world. We are to go into the nations. We are to go into the political corridors. We are to go into the 7 pillars of civilization. We are to go into the family system. Meaning of calling in the Greek word means klesis. Klesis is simply translated as invitation. We have 2 types of calling. The first call of every believer is a call of intimacy, that is koinonia, a call of fellowship, a call to be with the Father, so that the ideologies of the Father, so that the principles of the Father, he imparts you with it, so that anything the Father wants you to become, you will become. That is why Bible says, to them that believe in him, he gave them the power to become. So now the first call of every believer is to become. That is ginomai. The Greek word for to become is ginomai. Ginomai is translated as to become. To become like who? That is to become like God. So now, obi biara yakase nyankopon Fred also. The first thing you should think of is to become like God, is to become like Christ, so that his ideologies, you bear the very constituents, the very beings, the genetic makeups of God. You bear every aspect of God. You shall be a lambano. You will bring the counsel of God in the midst of people. The Greek word for gift is charisma. Charisma is translated as faculty. Anybody that God can wield his plans through, anybody that can stand in the position of executing or wielding the plans of God, bringing the counsel of God into this judicial system of ours, anybody that stands at the facade of executing the plans of God, such a person is referred to as a man of God. So a man of God any obi or prophesy, man of God any obi teach, man of God any obi nyankopon ti be fani mu dani dwumadi in Egypt. So when we say that the Ekklesia Mandate, it is our mandate for us to climb the various 7 mountains, the 7 pillars of civilization that makes up a nation, the governmental structures that makes up the nation. Nation building, please, is part of Christianity. There wasn't any prophet called in the Bible. There wasn't any man of God called in the Bible whose destiny was not tied to the nation. Talk to me of Moses. Talk to me of Joshua. He's the one that led them to the promised land. Talk to me of Elijah. He cried and prayed when he saw the nations were being ruled by Balaam. But Paul said, we wrestle not against flesh. One can say, I wrestle not against flesh. We wrestle not against flesh. So it is a battle of cooperation, a battle of you and me joining our anointings together, a battle of you, myself, and we are waging war together, combating against the enemy. When the devil deploys his arsenals, we stand at a position where we cooperate anointing and we battle back. Joseph, please, we need some men of God who are called by God to ascend the political corridor and mount the principles of God over there and bring to town the counsel of God.